Latest on Hurricane Irma, which is weakening inland over the Florida Peninsula with winds of 100 miles an hour and a pressure of 952 millibars as of 3 a.m. UTC September 11th. It's currently at 27.3 north, 81.5 west. Hurricane warnings remain in effect for large parts of the peninsula, but some areas further south have had their warnings downgraded to tropical storm warnings, including the Florida Keys. More on that shortly. Expected conditions though in the next 24 to 48 hours, you can see the storm moving towards the northwest, and it will weaken somewhat substantially down to a tropical storm expected in the next 24 hours and in a depression in the next 48 hours as it moves inland beyond the Florida Panhandle into Alabama via Georgia. At the moment it's 40 miles west-northwest of Okeechobee, 67 miles east of Sarasota and 75 miles southeast of Tampa. It's well inland at this point, and it's a stage 6 on the CDPS scale, and could cause devastating damage to the areas in which it's currently affecting. Obviously storm surge remains one of the biggest threats from this storm, along with those wind speeds near the center. At the moment, hurricane warnings are now in effect for north of Jupiter Inlet to Fernandina Beach, north of Bonita Beach to Indian Pass and Lake Okeechobee. You can see on the right hand side the percentage chances of hurricane conditions falling to 0 in many places by now, but still for some areas it remains high, including Fort Myers, where hurricane conditions are likely occurring. Hurricane watch for north of Fernandina Beach to Edista Beach and tropical storm warnings for Jupiter Inlet to Bonita Beach, north of Fernandina Beach to South Santee River, the Florida Keys, Florida Bay, west of Indian Pass to the Okaloosa, Walton county line. And over the next few days, this is what we're going to see into Monday as it moves towards the north-northwest. You'll see it pass Orlando to the west, then Tallahassee to the east, and then through southwestern Georgia into Alabama, passing to the east and north of Birmingham, and then towards Tennessee as a weakening, perhaps a post-tropical cyclone remnant low by then. Sea surface temperatures are fairly warm for it and Jose, which is a weakening Category 2 storm according to Force 13's analysis. The National Hurricane Center have kept it, I believe, at 115 miles per hour, however. No bit of difference really between the two. Shear is going to be rising substantially for Irma and has been. Obviously land interaction will be the biggest compounding factor towards its weakening. Jose may well get some better conditions pretty soon and could re-intensify whilst it makes that loop that it's expected to make out in the open Atlantic. Its final destination still unknown. This is the movement of Irma in the last few frames. You can see it's been moving generally northwards. Just passing Lake Okeechobee, certainly moving east of what the National Hurricane Center forecasted, but probably still within their forecast cone. And this is potentially good news, particularly further north, because weakening is more readily occurring now that the storm is actually inland, as opposed to whether if it stayed a little bit further out towards the Gulf of Mexico. That's all for now, stay tuned. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.co.uk, at your service at any time with its tracker. You can also find us on YouTube, search Force 13 if you're not there already, subscribe if you haven't. You can also find us on Facebook and on Twitter, search Force 13 all in text to find us on there. You can also add Fool13 on Skype, that's FOOL13, and add extension 9094 on Discord for tropical weather chat.